Yeah, I decided this time I was going to eat lunch and then shoot the video. Anyway, this is the recap and review for the 2015 edition of WWE Battleground, what they now call special events. They're not pay-per-views anymore. Anyway, starting things off during the kickoff show. Obviously, it's been known that Ryback is injured and he wasn't going to be able to compete tonight in the Intercontinental Triple Threat match, but basically it was revealed that he had a nasty staph infection and they had to drain something like 30 cc's of fluid out of his knee in one day, and it's just like, well, I've never had a staph infection, but I know people who have, and I know they can be nasty, so it's believable at least. If that's probably the case, it's probably the case. Okay, anyway, on to the kickoff show match, which was, once again, Wade Barrett versus R-Truth. And, yeah, I'm not calling him King Barrett, not until he gets a decent win streak and actually gets a push. And not put into silly or comedically orchestrated feuds like this one. The Battle for the Crown, where R-Truth was King What's Up. Oh, God, again, I like R-Truth as well. I liked it best when he was the crazy raving heel, actually, and calling all of John Cena's fans little Jimmies and everything. That was really well done. This, not so much. Although I will give Truth a lot of credit. He cut a very good pre-match promo. He basically talked about how, yeah, I know, I walk around, I say this, Burger King hat is the crown, and this toilet plunger is the scepter. He says, there's a method to my madness. I work King Barrett talks about how just as much how he worked really hard to get to where he is. Well, I work just as hard too. I want to do as well. It actually makes sense. They actually had him give a decent promo and not just being a doof. Anyway, early on with the match now, early on, Barrett knocked Truth into the corner and started mocking him with "What's up, chants?" Truth hit a little Jimmy early on, but Barrett rolled out of the ring. Barrett went for a running knee in the corner and missed. Truth hit a missile drop kick for a 2. Truth hit his axe kick for a 2. And then Barrett hit the Winds of Change for a 2. Truth managed to go for a little Jimmy, but Barrett blocked it and hit the bull hammer for the 3. So hopefully this will be a start of better things for Wade Barrett. Again, Wade Barrett, a guy I was really high on. When he came out of NXT and he was doing the Nexus stuff, I thought, this guy is going to be a big star. And, well, I know he's been banged up, but it just has not seemed to pan out for him in this recent run with being the King of the Ring. It just has not panned out for him. Maybe it's just an overload of talent and he's getting lost in the shuffle, but this maybe harkens why maybe they should bring back the brand extension. Imagine if you just had Wade Barrett as a top 1 or 2 heel on SmackDown. Excuse me, he could go after a world champion match. Oh, anyway, afterwards there was a Paul Heyman Twitter Q&A. To be honest, I kind of skipped the rest of the kickoff show, so I didn't get too much of that. Although they did recap the NXT Divas appearing on Raw, and then announced that Stephanie McMahon requested that all the Divas be in the arena tonight. Well, Sunday night, but anyway. This would later be revealed that they were going to do a triple threat match, that each of the Divas teams had to select a competitor. And we'll get to that when we get to that, though. Excuse me. Instead, now going to the pay-per-view proper, we have Sheamus taking on Randy Orton. Early on, Sheamus was constantly playing the chicken heel, and Orton was running out, grabbed him, threw him into the barricade. Again, Sheamus was continuously just trying to roll out of the ring and get away from Orton. Eventually, Sheamus did begin to fight, and he hit a series of Irish Curse backbreakers. He then hit a knee drop from the second rope for a 2 count. Orton countered a bro kick into a power slam for a 2 count. Sorry, I had to read my own writing. Power slam for 2. Sheamus hit a tilt-a-whirl slam for a 2 count. Sheamus countered an RKO into a roll-up, and then tried to lock into a cloverleaf, but Orton got into the ropes. Orton got up and hit the RKO for the 3 count and the victory in his hometown. This was a solid match. It wasn't spectacular. I have to question going into it when Orton says he's going to make Sheamus interesting, when, to be honest, most of the time Randy Orton's not that interesting. Like, maybe you should work on making yourself a little more character than just making Sheamus into more of a character. Okay, after that we had the match for the Tag Team Championships, New Day versus the Primetime Players. Early on, Kofi tried to paintbrush Titus O'Neil's head. It was not a good idea, as Kofi got beat down for it. Big E and Darren Young then entered the ring, and they fought and they got outside the ring, and then Big E and Xavier Woods got up and basically Irish whipped Darren Young right into a running knee from Kofi Kingston, who was still on the ring apron. And, yeah. Then Big E hit a splash on Darren Young from the ring apron. Darren got the tag to Titus O'Neil. Woods then hit O'Neil while the ref was distracted. Kofi hit a DDT for a 2 count. Another big schmoz happened. Young got into the ring again. They tried to set things up. Okay, this is what happened. They set up a spot where Big E Irish whipped Darren Young into the corner, but Young countered it. Kofi had to jump over Big E. This enabled Young to hit his finisher, whose name escapes me at the moment. They rolled out of the ring. Titus O'Neil hit Clash of the Titus on Big E for the 3 count and the win. Primetime Players are still tag team champions. Again, this was another solid match. New Day really carried it well as the heels. They came out and they were talking about how, I don't know, we were upset at first, but then we realized you have to lose in order to win. And Xavier Woods just would not shut. He was so loud you could pick him up, even though you could pick him up on the announcer's microphones. He wasn't holding a microphone. That's how loud he was. Yeah. Anyway, after that we have Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. Early on, Reigns would just keep throwing Wyatt in the corner. Wyatt would keep fighting his way out. Reigns would eventually hit a Samoan drop, and Wyatt would... God, I keep doing this. Wyatt would then roll out of the... This is tough to say. Wyatt would then roll out of the ring. Blech, God. Man, I am loopy. I'm sorry. Wyatt then hit a DDT on the ring apron. Wyatt countered Reigns tried to do his ring apron dropkick thing, and Wyatt actually countered that with a big shoulder block. Reigns countered a Wyatt attempt at a superplex into a power bomb. Wyatt countered a Superman punch into an Uranagi. Reigns hit a Superman punch, only got a 2 count. Wyatt countered Reigns' attempt at a spear with a lariat, and only got a 2 count. Eventually they popped back outside the ring. Wyatt grabbed a couple of chairs, but Reigns managed to knock Wyatt down. Reigns then started picking the chairs up and throwing them in the ring. The ref was starting to clear them out. Someone came out of the crowd. They were wearing a hood, and they attacked Reigns. And that enabled Wyatt to get Reigns back into the ring, hit the Sister Abigail for the 3 and the win. And then the assailant entered the ring, and, well, the big reveal was kind of spoiled because you could see the guy's beard. And yes, it's Luke Harper. The Wyatt family is back together, or at least 2 of them are. Guessing with Rowan still on the shelf for, I believe, the rest of the year, he's not going to show up for a while. Who knows? Maybe this clears the way for someone else. Again, Bo Dallas probably be available. Okay, and now we go to the Triple Threat Divas match. We have Sasha Banks for one team, Charlotte for Paige's team, and Nikki Bella. This is a non-title match. As evidenced by the fact that before the match really even starts, Nikki rolled out of the ring and sent Brie in. So now it's Sasha Banks versus Charlotte versus Brie Bella. Early on, there's a spot where Sasha was setting up her knee stump in the corner, and instead Charlotte tried to attack Sasha from behind. Sasha got Charlotte in the head scissors and threw her into Brie. Sasha got Charlotte down at another point and did a sort of mocking Flair strut. If you saw Wednesday's NXT Divas title match, you know where I'm going with that. Brie hit a dual bulldog on Sasha and Charlotte. At another point, Charlotte went for a spear attempt. Sasha sidestepped out of the way, and Brie wound up getting speared instead. Brie then hit a missile dropkick on Sasha and Charlotte. Sasha then dropkicked Brie off of the ring apron into Nikki and Alicia Fox. After that, Charlotte hit a top rope plancha onto Naomi and Tamina. And let's see. Sasha hit a suicide dive onto Becky and Paige. And then Charlotte locked in the figure eight on Brie for the tap out and the win. Before going into that, let me think. Sasha locked on the bank statement on Charlotte. Brie broke it up, whipped Sasha into the ring post. Then that enabled Charlotte to counter a Bella Buster with the figure eight. So that's how that ended. Whew. Oops. This was a pretty good match. Going into it, especially Becky Lynch said, "We're going to tear the house down." And while this was a really good match, tear the house down level, I wouldn't quite put it at that. Not that it was wrong, not that it was bad, and not that it's wrong to have the ambition to tear the house down. It's just, wouldn't really put it into that category, especially given what happened in the next match. Just a sec. And that leads us into the next match, which was obviously the United States Championship match between Kevin Owens and John Cena. Early on, the Cena sucks chants really seemed to drown out the "Let's go Cena" chants. That was kind of, even Jerry Lawler said, "Wow, normally it's more 50-50, but in this case, these." Early on, Owens hit Cena with a hard right hand, and Cena's not normally that good a seller, but he really sold this well because he looked like he was out for a few minutes. Owens hit a torture rack into a neck breaker for a 2 count. Cena hit the guillotine leg drop. Owens then hit a big DDT where, again, he drove the top of John Cena's head right into the mat. Again, Cena really sold that well. I've never seen Cena sell like this, really. Only got a 2 count out of that DDT, by the way. Cena countered Owens' attempt at a senton. You got a much like when in the NXT title match at the in Japan against Finn Balor, Cena got his knees up. Cena hit a facebuster out of an electric chair and then locked on the STF, but Owens got to the ropes. Owens countered a springboard stunner into a German suplex. Cena hit an AA for a 2. Owens then hit a top rope brainbuster for a 2. Cena hits an AA and then locks on the STF a second time. Again, Owens hit the AA and locked on the STF. This time Cena got to the ropes. Cena hits another AA, only gets a 2 count. Owens hits a pop-up powerbomb, only gets a 2 count. Cena hits a top rope attitude adjustment, only get a 2. Eventually, Owens, I think, goes for another powerbomb. Cena counters, rolls through, locks on the STF. Owens fights, gets to the ropes, but Cena manages to pull him back, locks on the STF one more time, and this is enough. Owens taps out. Again, it's really hard to do 3 great matches. I mean, and all due respect to John Cena, Flair, Steamboat, this, to put that quality of match on, John Cena has not normally been capable of that. He was more than capable this time. Owens obviously has been great. You know, the big rumor is this is going to go into SummerSlam. Doesn't surprise me. It does surprise me that Cena won. I thought Owens would probably win, and then Cena would get his rematch clause at SummerSlam. That would probably make a bit more sense. But again, if we can get another great match out of this, why not? And that leads us into the final match of the night, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar. Well, actually, before that, we had a little vignette where Miz came out and ran down Ryback because there was no triple threat Intercontinental title match. So he ran down Ryback, he ran down Big Show. Big Show came out and hit Miz with a knockout punch, and that was all. So is Big Show a babyface now? Because the funny thing is, we'll get to this in the Rollins match as well. They talk about how Seth Rollins is alone. He doesn't have J&J security. He doesn't have Kane. Last time I checked, Big Show's still in the Authority. Big Show couldn't have come down with Rollins. Just saying. Not that I'm overly anxious to see Big Show again, but again, just saying. Last time I checked, he was still in the Authority. Anyway, to the match itself, Lesnar-Rollins. Early on, Rollins tried to get as many kicks in as he could. He went for a top rope move. Lesnar caught him and proceeded to take him to Suplex City. He hit about, I think it was 13 or 14 suplexes on him. Eventually, Rollins tried to escape again. Lesnar literally hurtled over the top of the ring barricade to catch Rollins and bring him back to the ring. More suplexing after that. Rollins went after Lesnar's legs. Really didn't work. More suplexes. And then Lesnar hits the F5, and the lights go out, and the Undertaker's music hits. And then the lights come up, and Rollins and the ref are gone. I don't know what happened. They were gone. And Lesnar sits there staring at the Undertaker, and the Undertaker's glaring at Lesnar, and Lesnar just looks like he's seen a ghost. And Undertaker just starts going after him, hits Lesnar with a low blow, choke slams him. Taker hits 2 tombstone pile drivers and then just leaves Lesnar in a shocked Paul Heyman. And that's how the show ended. And, you know, most of the show was really good. That main event was, well, it wasn't. I mean, the Undertaker appearing was kind of the big draw of that. You know, it almost would have maybe been better if they had ended on the U.S. title match. I mean, I know normally they don't do that, but this probably would have made more sense. And, you know, well, that's going to wrap this up. I guess the next wrestling vlog will be, I think it's August 22nd, because that'll be the NXT show before SummerSlam, where I guess it's going to be Owens and Balor for the NXT title, and rumor has it the NXT Divas Championship will be up between, I'm guessing, Sasha Banks and Bayley, because I heard they're high on Bayley right now, but I don't know how that's going to turn out. Maybe Sasha will beat Nikki Bella, win the Divas title, and then have to forfeit the NXT title. It's happened before. It happened with Paige. Other than that, though, don't know really much else. Obviously, after that, SummerSlam will be on the 25th. Well, yeah, the next night is the 23rd for SummerSlam, but the vlog for that will probably be up on the 24th. And sorry, I'm getting really loopy towards the end here. Like I said, next Monday will be the random trade review on Caliber. See you then.